You think we're actually good to go, or you think something else is going to be all messed up?
Why do we try to switch everything as we're doing it, dude? I don't get that.
I don't get it either. I don't understand why we can't just set it and let it go.
No.
It's cool. Learn it every day. Learn it every day.
I feel like we're taking a lot of steps back just by trying to, like, be normal.
Yeah, try to step forward. We take a bunch of steps back.
Stupid. Hey, everybody.
How's it going? Welcome back to episode 5.
Cinco.
Is that 5?
I think it's 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 5 in Spanish. I think it's episode 5 for, like, our thing.
Is it actual episode 5 for our thing?
I think so.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. I hope you guys have been enjoying these. We've done a trial and error with a lot of them, and we're trying to find out, like, where we're at and the status of, like, how these are sounding. So please, we would love your feedback, whether it be through Chris's DMs or my DMs or on YouTube. If you're listening to this, please, like, let us know.
My DMs are always open to slide into, so feel free.
Yeah, you can get as creepy as you want, apparently, with Chris with his DMs.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying.
But I'm not against that.
You said it's open, man.
Anyway.
You know when people show up at 7-Eleven, like when they're like at 3 a.m?
Oh, is that where am I 7-Eleven?
You said you're open. They're always open, son.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I want to get this out of the way first because we spent a lot of time and effort just to get this desk or cabinet over here in the corner. And it opened up the room so much. And I'm so excited that it's in my eye line right now.
You know, you're in your 30s when you're excited about a cabinet you got at the restore.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that at all. Like, I will accept that for sure.
Gross. It looks nice in here. If you guys can see, hopefully we get to the point where we actually do these like webcasts or, like, you know, we put video of us talking, which might help. Actually, it might hurt us, but
yeah, if I'm on camera, I don't know. We're definitely going to get less views. But anyway, how was your week this week there, G?
Oh, man. I'm just glad. I'm glad that it's not election week. I mean, we're still dealing with it, but whatever. I mean,
yeah, it's a lot less stressful.
Yeah, man. I was literally like stuck to my computer from Tuesday until about Friday.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was just like, oh, there's no update. Oh, there's no update. And you know. But also, I know, again, also, like, the simple fact that we're getting older and we're so invested in, like, oh, how are these counts going? And, like.
Right. Well, I will say I was invested this year because I take electoral maps, much like a lot of people take March Madness brackets.
I don't know why you did that. That was stupid.
Because I always do that because I'm a weirdo.
And he doesn't like sports. That's the funny thing about it.
And I just want to point this out. I almost got 100% on my electoral map, but Georgia went blue, and that's the only state I got wrong.
Good.
So
good.
I didn't get 100%.
I'm glad that you didn't
I almost
go
had a perfect bracket, but here we are.
That's weird. Actually, that should be like a sport thing now. Like every 4 years, we just do like an NCAA bracket.
That's literally what I just said.
And then just like a tiebreaker of just like percentages towards.
Oh,
like,
you have to call House and Congress.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. Ooh, that would be fun. But anyway, should we
let's
get
get
going
started
on some of this stuff? All right.
For sure. And again, you guys, if you have any requests that you guys want to put, like any categories that you want to put in our hat, please let us know. As many ideas as we have out there, there's some we probably have no idea that we can talk about, and we would love to hear what you guys have to say.
All right, who's going first today?
You go first.
Like you go first last week?
I always go first, so you should go first.
Round 1.
All right, the first topic for today is going to be EDM.
EDM, huh?
EDM.
All right.
All right, G, what's your thoughts on EDM music? I know you're not a huge fan, but...
I blame Benny Benassi more than anything for ruining EDM. No, actually, I don't mind EDM as long as it's in good taste. And I mean, ultimately, when it comes to that kind of music, I feel like the mainstream, like, EDM, so you're talking like Calvin Harris and all that, I love that they're trying to appeal to just making, like, they want to make you dance as compared to, like, other, like, subgenres of it that it's just kind of like, just do whatever you want kind of thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't mind it, but it sucks because I think it is ruining the live music experience because more people who, like, younger people would rather go to an EDM concert than go see like a live band perform. I feel like, at least, you know. Yeah,
definitely. And I'm not against EDM. I know a lot of people that I know think I'm super anti-EDM. Again, I'm not necessarily anti-music for a lot of things. What makes me not like a genre of music are the fans of that music. And EDM, and specifically like bass EDM, quote unquote bass heads, are the ones that absolutely just annoy me so much. And they're sitting there and like, oh, dude, you listen to this like heavy bass kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, man, it's fine. It hurts my headphones.
How many of those people, and I hate to say this, how many of those people are like use that as like just for the sake of like the experience with a drug, right?
Yeah, I honestly don't know a lot of people that go to any concert
EDM
sober.
sober.
Not even EDM, just concerts in general.
Yeah, I mean, and that's fair, but I feel like that's kind of like where it's like like jam bands, right? Like if you're not on something, like you probably don't get it.
Yeah.
I think with EDM, it does do that, which is, I mean, there's a reason why like Red Rocks is getting so many complaints of like how loud bass is, because there is a certain point where you're just like, what are you doing?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm definitely not against EDM. I think it's put out to be harder than what it actually is. Just because it's mainly like if you know progressions and you know how to do like 4 counts, you're good.
Yeah, definitely. I will say, like, from the production standpoint of EDM, those guys have definitely revolutionized like certain techniques and beat matching and kind of just like mixing melodies all together that just absolutely impresses the hell out of me. I think that kind of thing is super cool. And again, I'm not really anti EDM artists, but like even like simple things where they literally go on to like their Apple loops and just drag something over or drag a sample over from something and then do absolutely nothing with it.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of songs that really do annoy me.
But it sucks too, man, because it's like I wouldn't want to go to an EDM concert at Red Rocks because I'm just kind of like, you're going there for more for the light show than you are anything else. I could imagine how much of it's actually like pre-recorded and it's just like guy pushing buttons. But then again, I'm not a DJ, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Like I respect and I love like when you go to like a nightclub in Vegas and there's one guy that's like setting up the whole party because that's all what it's all about, right? But I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna go see like Calvin Harris like over here. Like the only people that I would really go see is like Daft Punk.
Yeah,
and mainly
that's
because,
definitely some old school kind of electronic for sure.
Yeah, you know, but again, I don't really know like the formula that goes into like doing a live DJ set, but I know it's more visual than it is actual like audio, that it just makes it so difficult for me to be like, oh, I can enjoy this.
Yeah, I definitely know a lot more EDM DJs that went from not being like a musician to like all of a sudden they're a musician because they started creating songs on their laptop. And for me, I'm just excited more people are doing music. But like ever since like we started messing with like Logic and getting all the MIDI sounds in there, it's like for me as how hard I've trained to be a musician, learn music and stuff. And there's just so many shortcuts that I learned I didn't need.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh man, I really hope people are still taking the time to learn music theory and learn all of that stuff and not just opening up whatever DAW they have and just pushing MIDI buttons till something sounds right, and they actually kind of understand
like some music theory that has to go into it.
Yeah,
man. It's like I said, more power to people who can do it. I have a huge belief that live music is going to be superior than any studio thing. But I mean, I don't know. It just EDM is. It's cool and it's awesome. Like, I mean, because don't get me wrong. Like if I'm on a boat, like that's what I want to listen to.
Right. It's definitely a time and a place for me personally.
Because it's got some vibes. But like dubstep, I think is the most obnoxious thing in the world.
Yeah, dubstep definitely set me apart on the EDM. Because I guess I was like, I feel really weird saying I'm old school EDM, even though I'm not really that old. But definitely like late '90s, early 2000 electronic music is what I liked listening to. And then all of a sudden it became mainstream and like all of these like other subgenres started popping up. And I was just kind of like, huh, like the first Skrillex album that kind of introduced dubstep to the mainstream.
Yeah.
I thought that album was really cool. But then all of a sudden, like everybody was into EDM and kind of polluted the whole culture of it.
Yeah. It's super gross.
Yeah. I also think it's funny that like the quote unquote like hippies that followed around, well, they still follow around like Fish and all that, have somehow transitioned over to EDM culture as well. So like you'll see someone like wearing tie-dye with dreads, not only at like a jam band show, but also that exact same person transitioned over to like the EDM
like at
culture.
A festival, they're going to be like going to like 3 different genres in one day. Kind of thing.
The festival culture, I think with EDM,
it also ruined it, man.
Me.
I think EDM also ruined the festival like experience. Like you think of it, Coachella, Lollapalooza, like all these places, and again, it's all about show. It's not about like showmanship.
Yeah, I definitely have been at a couple festivals where some random EDM DJ comes on. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go do something else now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But again, like more power to them. And I understand that, like as a musician, like I want to see people play. But there's turning of a generation, you know, like, and that's what sucks is like ultimately I do blame EDM for the decline in live music and the urge that younger people want to see with live music, but I can't be upset about it because it's just another form of, it's an evolution of music.
Yeah.
It's just like trap music to me. Like I'm not a big fan of it, but I had to respect it.
It's the direction everything's kind of
people like it. Yeah, you know.
And I think the fact that it's more accessible and easier to utilize technology specifically with EDM music, that you necessarily don't need microphones to record instruments. You literally just need like your MIDI keyboard and like a audio workstation and a laptop, and then you can literally do like masterpieces with it. You know,
I mean,
you don't need to record like drums and
we recorded
bass.
one, so we can't really talk too much. And that's time. I was trying to get that in there before the time went out, and you just kept on going. I was like,
the timer's on your side of the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when we get curved.
Yeah. So for our setup, we have 2 monitors. On my, well, I guess, the monitor that I can see is all of the audio waves, so I can try and manage our audio files, and the timer's on G screen, but it's facing away from us, so we're kind of trying to look back and forth. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Hope we didn't upset anybody. But
we definitely pissed off a lot of people, so I don't.
I mean, if it makes you money, then do it, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what
You're not supposed to talk
for.
about it, G. What are you doing? All right, you want to choose the next one?
Yeah.
Round 2.
All right, next subject. Oh God, it's one of Chris's. Sports during, I think it's sports during COVID. Yeah, it does.
Oh yeah.
Did you write that?
Yeah.
Okay. Sports during COVID.
I think the whole concept of the live fan scenario is definitely a turning point in a lot of sports. Well, at the beginning of a lot of the seasons. It's not like no energy is kind of in the stadium. And I was wondering, you think that if that has affected positively or negatively to a lot of the athletes?
Oh, man. I think it depends on the sport. I think having fans not at the games really did affect everybody. Mm-hmm. But I think it also made some athletes like do better. Like I got loved. So I'm a huge Nuggets fan. For those who don't know, I'm sure most people do. But Jamal Murray is a player for the Nuggets, and like he had a hell of a postseason. He's a great player outside of that. Don't get me wrong, but like his hype was just so different compared to when there was fans.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he like just capitalized on it more and enjoyed it more because there wasn't like taunting besides from like the opposing team. Mm-hmm. But he just had a hell of a playoff series, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. Ultimately, you need fans. Like that's like fans at stadium is awesome, and which is why they'll pump in like crowd music even though there's like no crowd there. Like that's it's necessary because it does like heighten up like the intensity of the game. It's like watching the World Series without fans as compared to with fans. You're always going to want to watch it with fans. Like that loudness is so awesome. Yeah,
it was definitely interesting to see the basketball playoffs with their computer face fans, and then a lot of the baseball playoffs with no fans. Yeah. And then towards the end of the World Series, they allowed like, I don't even know, like 2,000 fans in the stadium or something like that.
But also, so I got lucky enough to do the online fans, like the Zoom meeting or whatever.
Oh yeah, because was it like a raffle or something? Or?
Yeah, so it's like a first come first serve, and I ended up fortunately winning for one of the Nuggets versus Lakers games. I got off of it halfway through it.
Was it just not the same to engage like that?
It's kind of like you do it just because you're like, oh, it's like you're kind of there, but it's also I think you kind of do it just because you're like, I want to be on TV. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of like, I'm not enjoying watching this game, so I'm out.
Yeah,
you know,
that's fair.
Like it's just so generic, and like you had this lady being like, "All right, you guys, like we're up, so let's play defense," and you're just kind of like, "No."
Oh, they had like a hype person in the lobby trying to hype you up.
Well, it was funny because it was like this like lady who was like she like worked for the NBA or whatever.
Yeah,
but you can just tell she wasn't like an avid like Nuggets fan.
Well, she didn't even like basketball.
Yeah,
she was just
it
there.
Literally felt like it was like that, and I was just kind of like, I'm done. Like I'm leaving. Like this is so stupid. And
yeah,
nothing's ever gonna beat going to a live game. I mean, no matter what sport it is, like you're gonna enjoy it because you're there. You know what I mean? Like if I can go to a cricket game and be like, what is going on? But
yeah. And for me this year too, really the only sport that I really watch on TV or just watch in general is Rockies baseball.
Yeah.
And of course the Rockies didn't make the playoffs.
Stupid Rockies.
I mean, it was expected though. Let's be honest.
They were doing so good. I mean, they just know how to break our hearts, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Stupid.
But I didn't watch any of like the World Series run playoffs this year. Like I watched a couple of like the divisional games, and I watched a couple, game like I can't even remember the name of it. But like before they go to divisional,
the ALCS or whatever.
Yeah. So I watched a couple of those games, but I watched 0 actual World Series games. I just wasn't into it. I'm just like, yeah, this isn't
I did the same. I did the same with
like...
the NBA Finals, but just because I really dislike the Lakers. So
that's fair.
But I'm glad no one watched that. It made me feel better about it because I'm just kind of like, see, no one wants the Lakers there besides like LA. It's so stupid.
You're
But
just so salty about that in general.
I dislike LA teams with a passion. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what team it is. Like
Just
Galaxy,
LA in general.
LAFC, the Dodgers, Los Dodgers.
The Doyes.
Angels are cool because they never get like any,
Yeah,
any
they're like
credit.
the little brother
Yeah.
that never gets anything. Well, yeah, you were telling me when the NFL first started, you watched the first Cowboys game. You're like, dude, this feels weird.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Disclosure: I am a Cowboys fan, and yes, I don't like Cowboys fans. So do with that with whatever you want with it. But yeah, it just feels weird, man. There's some sports that you just need like an audience there. You know, like especially with football. Football, every like football play is like max maybe 7 seconds long. It's just so weird just seeing people like repeat themselves and not have that urgency, and they do feed off of the crowd, and it's just weird. I mean, I know my sister went to one and she said she really enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
I can imagine having like how many ever people there, like because there's the capacity to it.
Yeah,
But I can imagine it feels like a preseason. Have you ever been to like a preseason football game?
yeah, definitely.
They're just so boring.
Yeah, because
Even when you're there, you're just like, this
yeah,
is so stupid.
there's like nothing at risk, and there's not a lot of people, and they're just like, huh, all right.
So I mean, I miss sports, and I miss being at sports, and I think it's going to be probably about a year until we can fully like get people into like these buildings.
Yeah,
But I know like the NBA is starting in December. I'm hoping they let some people in. I'd be willing to go and watch some basketball because I do miss it, but I'm sure it's not going to be the same feeling.
right.
If it's only 20% capacity of people, but
Yeah, I definitely had a goal this year to go to. I think I had 20 Rockies games planned out.
jeez.
Yeah, because last year I went to
I mean, next year you can.
12,
Tickets will be
13?
so cheap next year.
right. Yeah, I went to 12 or 13 last year, and I just wanted to up those rookie numbers and get at least 20 games in the season. And yeah, definitely didn't do that. So we'll see how next season goes.
What
go ahead.
sucks the most is minor league teams. So like the Colorado Eagles, like I can't imagine how they're doing right now.
Yeah, they just like canceled their whole season and then didn't cancel their season. I'm just like, all right, what's going on,
Yeah.
guys?
I have a good friend of mine who has season tickets, and he's just like, yeah, they weren't gonna like pay us back for the season tickets that we already had, and then they're asking us if we want to buy season tickets for next season. And they're just like, why would we do that if we don't even know there's going to be a season yet?
Yeah,
So I can imagine the financial impact they have for the teams, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I mean, you guys should be all right. Like it's more so like the fans who can't afford, to like, oh, we're gonna give you this money, but also like, you're not guaranteed that there's gonna be any games.
right. I used to love going to Eagles games. Just the whole Budweiser Event Center is fun to go to because it's not really that big, but it's big enough.
Yeah, those are fun. I do
Yeah.
enjoy those, but
So like any seat really you have is still pretty close.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's gonna suck. Like I said, I do miss sports, and I hope that we can get to going to them sooner or later. I was fortunate enough to go to the last Nuggets game. And I'm the same way with you. Like I go to at least like 7 or 8 of them every year, and it's a blast. But I do miss it, and hopefully the NBA will be just as well. Because they're starting in December. I just have no idea what they're doing. So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
It's definitely going to be interesting coming around like the bend out of winter, like hitting our time.
That was hard to like be like, bah, 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 bah. Just like and like, like I have something to say, but there's only 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, sports.
Yeah.
This is a good subject so far.
Yeah.
All right, you want the next one?
Sure.
Round 3.
Oh, it's a G1. Qdoba or Chipotle?
Oh yes.
Oh, of course this is a G1. All right. Qdoba or Chipotle? G-Go.
Chipotle all the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you pick Chipotle over Qdoba? Specific reasons, because I know my answer. I just want to hear yours.
One is because it's from Colorado, and 2, their wok is way better than Qdoba's. I'll pay extra for that shit. Yeah, fuck yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guacamole gets you that stoked.
I mean, it is good, but also I feel like Qdoba doesn't hurt my stomach Chipotle doesn't hurt my stomach as much as Qdoba does.
Really?
Yeah. Although I will say Qdoba's cheese is better.
I'd say, and the only reason I'd pick Qdoba over Chipotle is because their queso is just better. It just makes the
Yeah.
burritos better.
When Chipotle came out with their queso, it was very like
Disappointing.
that, but also it wasn't
It's like
wasn't
they
thick.
scraped cheese off the bottom of Satan's foot.
But it wasn't thick. It wasn't a thick queso.
Yeah, it was like very watery.
Yeah,
it was
super
weird.
gross. But overall, I just like Chipotle better.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Even like their side sauces, I enjoy better.
I'm gonna strong disagree with you on that one. I think the salsa verde from Qdoba is miles above anything you can get from Chipotle.
You're blasphemous.
I think you're blaspheming, sir. And also, my favorite part about Qdoba is A lot of people don't even know how to say it.
The
So
Dobes?
they just shorten it to Doba.
To Qdoba.
Yeah.
The variety from Qdoba is better, but I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up when you're getting the same things and different things, right?
Right, yeah. It
Like,
is
that
a
makes
form
any
of
sense.
Mexican food. It's all pretty much the exact same
Yeah, it's
thing.
like, let me get that, but with a tortilla, or let me get that with that one.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I do hate when they call burrito bowls naked burritos. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. It's like, how is it a naked burrito if it's not wrapped in a tortilla?
Yeah.
It voids all reasoning of
Would you like
becoming.
to put a tortilla on the side? It's like, no, I just want a burrito bowl. That's what they call them too. I'm just like, it's just a bowl, stupid. Like,
Yeah.
stop. Apparently I have like a really like defensive thing when it comes to tortillas.
Yeah, man, they're blaspheming all over your culture. It's like, hey, I know
It's like calling them a
you guys
wrap.
invented the word, but here, let me just make white puns about it.
Dude, it was funny. So there was a time where I wanted to make fajitas.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, like, how can I, like, what can I use? What can I do it? And it was mainly just because I'm like, I just need something quick and simple. So I looked up on YouTube and this lady's like, here's how to make like tortillas using an avocado wrap. And I got so upset because it was like a tortilla with avocado on it. I'm just like, and she's like, would call it a wrap. I'm like, this isn't a wrap. Like, what are you doing? It's so stupid.
And like, I think we kind of brought up this idea, but on the burritos versus tacos debate.
Yeah.
But what is the difference between a burrito and a wrap? And you're like the stupid bullshit tortillas they have, the
Yeah.
spinach habanero ones.
Well, it's like adding on to like besides Qdoba and Chipotle, there's like what's that place called? Like no, what the heck is it called? It's right by Starbucks and like Center Place.
Oh, you're Mexicali?
Yeah, Cafe Mexicali.
Yeah.
Like, or they're like, no, Big City. I mean, Big City is actually the perfect example for that. They'll have like different types of tortillas, but I'm like, okay, they still call it tortillas. That's fine, but
Yeah. I was never a fan of Big City Burrito.
I don't mind it.
It's just when I went in there and they had their guacamole in like a little paste gun, I was
gross.
like, I'm out later.
yeah.
At least at like Qdoba and Chipotle, like you can see them mashing that stuff in a giant bowl and scraping it into a pan. Whereas like, oh, what'd they load that gun with? Like
Right.
another gun?
Another, yeah. Just like,
It's
it's like the tubes that you use like to like,
Yeah, like caulking.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me. It's like, yeah, can I get guacamole and sour cream? And it's like, you know, like the PB&J, like
Yeah.
swirl. It's just like one of those, just gun like.
gross. Yeah. I still like Chipotle better though. Part of the rewards program and everything.
Oh,
I
see?
eat there quite a bit.
I think you're a paid spokesperson for Chipotle.
I mean, if they listen to this, you know, we'll definitely say
We won't do anything.
I mean, if they're paying for this,
if
we
Qdoba,
will, yeah.
I will. If Chipotle, you will.
What did Dave Chappelle say? He's like, you know, like I've been sponsored for Coke and Pepsi. He's out, but Pepsi paid me most recently, so they taste better.
That's fair. And like, it's not even like I hate Chipotle, but if I had to choose, I'd pick Qdoba over Chipotle. Just like the Diablo queso for me is delicious.
I do hate that Chipotle doesn't have anything outside of like the UNC here in Greeley. Like Qdoba has two locations, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And it's like you can be on both sides of town, and be like, oh, cool, yeah, I want that.
They have 3.
Do they have 3?
I don't know. There's one. I don't know. I'm not going to go through it on my head, but they have
There's
more
one
than
in Center
Chipotle.
Place. There's one on 11th by like Gojo's.
Yeah.
And then
I thought there was another one.
No, I don't think so.
Whatever.
But no, dude, Chipotle is it's way better.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
That Qdoba's better.
Okay. Not only that, but like they have better sauces. Like the side sauce that you have. Like I love the Tabasco Chipotle sauce that they have at Chipotle. It's so good.
All I know is I've known friends that have worked at both Chipotle and Qdoba, and both equally say it sucks to work there.
I bet. And it's also, I mean, I guess to Qdoba's defense, they haven't really had like a big like salmonella scare or whatever they had like a couple years ago.
Oh,
remember?
I forgot Chipotle. And the thing that like that whole Chipotle story, it wasn't even like a company-wide breakout. It was like a few stores in like the Pacific Northwest.
It's ruined everything.
And it ruined every single shop across the entire United States. And I had a really good friend that was a manager at Chipotle, and he was like kind of breaking it down to me. He's like, yeah, because these people like did this and this, the entire company has to shut down for days and do company-wide like training and all that stuff.
It was for like food quality, right? It wasn't so much like
It was
racist.
food handling.
Okay, cool. It wasn't like Starbucks.
Oh, well,
like,
yeah, it definitely wasn't a Starbucks scenario.
it was something about food handling where they weren't doing it correctly or something like that.
Yeah, and I forget exactly what bacteria or whatever infected the burritos.
Yeah.
But it was definitely due to lack of hand washing and not washing ingredients properly or something like that. So,
I mean, we could at least agree that both, no matter who you like, they're gonna make your stomach feel like shit the next day or that same day too.
yeah, that's definitely something I can agree on for sure.
I don't know what it is. But for me, it's like Chipotle tastes better for me, so therefore I'd rather deal with that more. And I feel like the Qdoba like does it worse than they usually do. Although I will say the one thing that I love about Qdoba is their soup. Their, if you ever get a chance to have like their big soup that they have, that's super good. But
I will say though, like I've gotten both Chipotle and Qdoba delivered, like through DoorDash and all that.
don't do that.
Yeah, it was a terrible idea.
It's all cold by the time it gets there.
Yeah, it was so bad. And it doesn't matter if it was Qdoba or Chipotle, just getting it delivered was awful. And I will never do that again.
Yeah, that's super gross.
Yeah.
I did that with Chipotle, I think once, and I was like, this is so bland and so cold. Like, what the hell?
And there's a reason, like, certain places have... Oh, all right. Never mind then. It's a little behind the scenes drama that I want to tell you guys about. So G thought it'd be a super cool professional thing to do is just download a timer off the App Store. And it was like, cool, we downloaded a timer. Apparently you could only use the timer 3 times.
I don't know why this doesn't have like the Apple timer, because my phone has it. It's fine.
Yeah, you could only use the timer 3 times before it's like, oops, you ran out of timers for today. And we're like, all right, whatever. So then G literally just Googled timer and pulled off a timer free from Google that we're using now. I think that's super hilarious. Anyway, next topic. Is it your turn to pick? Yeah. There you go. Have the hat, sir.
Stupid hat. I'm glad we're getting a new hat.
I'm so glad. Yeah, also we ordered a new hat. We're stepping up all kinds of production value around here.
Yeah, the one we have right now, it's too embarrassed to show. All right.
Round 4.
Future of music.
Future of music.
Yes.
All right. Get this new fancy timer going. All right. Future of music.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I agree.
I think I had an idea before COVID, but now it's definitely up in the air. I thought before COVID that there was a possibility that, kind of going back to the EDM subject, that there was going to be less of a want for live instruments and live experience. But with COVID, I mean, I've realized a lot of people do miss that. So I honestly don't know.
Yeah, and it's super hard to tell exactly if streaming is going to pay off and all that kind of stuff. Because I read that Facebook was trying to crack down on music streaming. I know Twitch is cracking down on music streaming. All these people are getting banned from these streaming platforms for playing quote unquote copyrighted music. And it's just hard to stream music nowadays with all of these ASCAP and BMI
I hate
raging down everyone's throat to pay royalties for everything. I know the guitar player for Dragon Force just got banned on Twitch because he was playing his own music on Twitch. So it's hard to say like the future of music as we see it right now, because there's just no necessarily end to the pandemic, and everything that musicians have done to adapt is now legally being stopped.
Yeah, man. Well, the thing about it too is that I think that the whole copyright thing is so outdated, and they don't want to change it because they're benefiting from it.
Yeah.
A lot of people who do the copyrights through like ASCAP and BMI don't see a cent out of that. So like, I can put my stuff licensed in it, and if someone plays it, like I won't get any royalties for it. It's gonna go first to like BMI and ASCAP, and then they're gonna give me whatever's left. Like,
Yep.
It's so stupid, because the reason why copyright was such a big thing, especially in the 50s and 60s, is because there was no way of disputing where that music was coming from or who wrote that song. So therefore, you're like, if I have it copyrighted and have it registered through these companies, then I get those royalties because I'm the one that established that and made that. Now it's so much easier to be like, oh, like here's here's my Spotify, here's like where it's at. Like it's easier to dispute that this
Yeah,
is
it
your
shows like
stuff.
publish date and everything like that.
No, the music industry sucks right now, man. It is really hard, and it does challenge me to kind of work towards more doing original stuff than covers, because there has been situations where it's like, well, I can't have you play anymore because BMI and ASCAP came over here and they're asking for $4,000 a year just to have live music.
And I don't know, man. I remember a few years ago that you got banned on Facebook for doing a cover, right?
Yeah. And I even said it was a cover by it was by DNCE, and I think it was BMI that's like, this is a violation of Facebook guidelines. You're going to be you're going to be banned for a week. And then you were just like telling, hey, if you want to talk shit about G, just,
Okay, he's in Facebook jail.
he's in Facebook jail. But
And I understand the whole concept of artists needing to get paid for people doing that, but that's also assuming the person covering said song is also getting paid for it.
yeah, just demonetize it.
Yeah, and like for your example, we got put in Facebook jail. It's like you literally weren't making money off of it. It's just like, hey, I like this song. I'm gonna play this song real quick. There was no like money being made from your part, yet they shut you down real hard.
Yeah, I mean, but even like future wise, I don't think that's necessarily the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the oversaturation that we're having with content creators and them just like oversaturating the market, you know?
Yeah, like trying to start a podcast in the pandemic when everyone's starting a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. But no, it's also one of those things where money comes into play, not even luck at this point. Like, you know, you think of a lot of like YouTube's like musicians and YouTube people, like it sucks that talent isn't being searched for more than it is being bought. And even that talent can be just trash.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to say that a lot of these people aren't working hard, but it's going to be a lot easier to be like, oh, I'm going to pay for people to watch this, or, you know, like pay for advertisements to do this to get noticed that way.
Right.
And you can spend like $20,000-$30,000 worth of that and then get noticed that way, or you can have like raw talent and not be seen. There's what?
Yeah, I mean, we know like some people that are our personal friends that are fantastic musicians, fantastic showmen, and nobody really knows them outside of like Greeley in Northern Colorado, and it's super sad that.
Yeah, it's all an image thing now. Like
Yeah.
especially with like instant gratification. Like you need to look good. I forget.
I totally
what,
thought you said Instagramification. I was like,
Oh,
yeah, that makes
works
sense.
too. Yeah, I actually like
Instagram.
that.
Yeah,
TM.
yeah,
Trademark now.
Trademarked.
Can't use it.
yeah.
I forget what documentary I watched a few years ago, but they brought up the biggest point, saying that if Stevie Wonder were to be just coming up now, he would not make it because he's blind.
I would agree, but then I'm going to throw this curveball into your theory. If Stevie Wonder were coming up right now, America's Got Talent famous.
That's fair. Yeah. But I mean, how
Because
how
he's
many people,
blind and
how many
will-
people do you know that from America's Got Talent that's making it big, or American Idol for that matter, or The Voice?
Kelly Clarkson.
She's hosting. That's about it. Yeah, but she's it's not like Stevie Wonder is going to be an icon forever. If Stevie Wonder was on America's Got Talent, he's going to be known for 2 or 3 years and then be forgotten. Like Philip Phillips. Anyone you know from these places?
I have no idea who that is.
Exactly.
But I also don't watch any of these shows because I think they're
I hate those
blasphemous
shows.
to the music scene and music culture.
They have ruined the drive to be musicians very, very much so.
right, right.
But yeah, but it sucks because like it's less about talent, more about image, and it sucks because there is a lot of musicians out there that deserve to be out there, but it's also part of just the evolution of music. You know, you
Yeah.
have to fight for it harder now, and so if you want it, you got to really, really push for it.
And yeah, and especially without like live music and going to venues to play shows, a lot of musicians are trying to do the stream and they're trying to like get their songs out on Spotify and all of that stuff. And it's almost impossible to make money on Spotify unless you're already famous.
Yeah, I've made was it last year? No, 2 years ago. I think it's been 2 years. I think 2 years.
Yeah,
2008.
we
It was-
factored this,
It was
like-
2018. I've
Yeah.
made $27.
Right.
And more than half of that is from actually someone buying the album. So
Yeah,
not
it's-
even the streams.
And I know everyone always makes fun of like, well, this artist only makes like 35 or 0.0035 cents per play or whatever. And I'm like, no, the recording company does that. Unless you own all the rights to your music,
Yeah.
you're not going to get anything. Because I know there was a huge thing about, who was it?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well, Taylor Swift was one of them. But a famous, like super famous classic rock guitar player was like, hey, haven't made any money off Spotify and blah, blah, blah. And everyone was using him as an example. I'm like, yeah, but your
Garth
record...
Brooks.
Yeah, I hate Garth Brooks.
Yeah, but he's not on Spotify for that same reason.
But going to Garth Brooks.
No, you can't. You won't be able to.
I can't go to Garth Brooks. All right, and that's time.
Cero.
All right.
See, that's one of those like 30-minute subjects that I can talk about
Yeah,
forever.
I'm pretty sure both of us have enough built up like frustration and with it. that
Yeah,
we
if you
can
guys
just
want to hear more
rant
about
on
it, just like hit us up. We'll have personal conversations about it.
yeah,
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, we're
but
cool
we can't
to-
talk about it anymore.
yeah, we're cool to rant about topics. All right,
Especially those that hit home.
is it my turn?
It's your turn, yeah.
Final round.
All right, what's the subject?
All right, the last subject for today is guilty pleasure movie.
Oh,
Guilty pleasure movie, and that's another G topic. All right, here we
just
go.
good at
Starting
those
the timer.
topics, man. It's not agriculture. or that which
Hey,
we
stop
shouldn't
saying
talk
the A
about
word.
anymore.
Stop saying the A word, bro.
Oh man.
All right, for me, it's not even a guilty pleasure anymore because now it's came into
Mean
more
Girls.
Yeah, mainstream notoriety. 100% Mean Girls. When that movie came out in 2000, I think I was in like 6th grade.
It wasn't 2000, was it?
Oh, it was a long time ago. 2001.
I think we were in middle school when that came out, right?
I mean, I would have been. I don't know if you would have
Yeah, I
been
think
because it
so.
was like 6th grade for me.
Hold on,
if it
keep on
came out.
talking. I'm gonna Google check.
Anyway, when that movie first came out, it was definitely viewed as like a girl movie that only girls watched or whatever. And I was like, I absolutely love this movie. It's hilarious. I know now, but it was written by Tina Fey.
Tina Fey's amazing.
And she's amazing. But back in the day, none of that really mattered. But I love that movie. I watched it all the time. And then now that I'm getting older, more people are just quoting that movie constantly. It's on that level of cult classic now. And I wouldn't even say it's a guilty pleasure anymore because everybody's watching that movie.
I hate that movie.
You would, because you hate everything I love.
2004 is when it came out.
Oh, see, I was close. That was beginning of high school then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. God damn. Yeah. I like another one that I think it's not a guilty pleasure for me, but like Pitch Perfect. Everyone loves that movie. I hate that movie so much.
It's not what you hate. Guilty
I
pleasure.
know. Well, I'm trying to think of like a guilty pleasure, and I can't think of anything.
For me, again, dude, Kesha.
Wait, we're talking about music now?
Well, I'm just saying guilty pleasures in general.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This is for movies, bro.
I know it's for movies. I'm just excited to
Guilty
talk
pleasure.
about things I
think
like.
mine, I don't even know if it's considered a guilty pleasure, because I think a lot of guilty pleasures are considered cult classics for some people.
Yeah.
But mine is still Walk Hard. I love that movie.
Yeah, that movie's pretty good. See, none of these are actual guiltiness. For you, it should be like whatever shark movie you keep bringing up on every podcast.
Oh, Deep Blue Sea. Yeah. That's the third time this week. I love it. No, it's not a guilty. That's not a guilty. Like Sharknado, I've never understood what people.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would definitely would pick Sharknado if I liked Sharknado.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else there is that's like that. But I mean, I love movies, and that's the hardest thing. Like, if I think a movie's trash, then it's trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Dumb and Dumber. That's not people love that movie.
If you liked Dumb and Dumberer, then maybe.
Oh god, that'd be pretty rough, huh?
Yeah.
You know which one actually? Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
That is a guilty pleasure. I do like that movie because it's so bad that it's good sometimes. But then the fight sequences are actually pretty decent in it too.
See, and I have a guilty pleasure for all of the prequel Star Wars movies. I like all the prequel Star Wars movies.
Although I will say,
I think they're awesome.
I was watching a clip of the Clone Wars,
Yeah.
like the movie, not the series. And there's a point where like R2D2 just gets his head like replaced with like a robot or like a droid.
C-3PO did that.
Oh yeah, not R2D2,
Yeah.
CP3O. And it just looks so fake, and I'm like, dude, the
Yeah,
graphics are
it
so
looks
terrible.
so bad.
It looks like
so bad.
It looks like the Clone Wars series. Like I was like, is this from the Clone Wars series? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was
it's
Attack of the
so
Clones.
bad.
It
Yeah.
was the movie.
So gross.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely episode 1. I enjoy that movie. I enjoy that movie a lot. I think like just the whole intro to it where Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan are waiting to talk to the federal, whatever they're called. I can't even remember the names now. It's been that long since I've seen it. And then they get attacked by a bunch of droids and they have to fight their way out. That fight sequence in general is amazing.
So I'm looking up. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know.
And then the
episode
Darth
1
Maul fight. Oh my God.
That's the only good part about the whole movie. That's like the only action you see.
I like the pod racing. I
All right.
think that was cool.
So I pulled up on Google guilty pleasures, and these are all terrible. Like Con Air, I would say I do love Con Air.
Is Con Air a guilty pleasure?
It says
I guess
from here.
I guess I would classify any Nicolas Cage movie as a guilty pleasure, except for his like top 3.
National Treasure.
Yeah, like the National Treasure series, Face Off, and then there has to be another good Nicolas Cage movie. I was gonna say Con Air, but apparently
Cat in
that's
the Hat, maybe.
oh gross, dude. There's not a single person that
Rocky
should like.
5.
I have not even seen all those Rockies.
Yeah, Rocky 5 is pretty bad, but it's still pretty good.
I really stopped paying attention to Rocky when he like bought like a
The
robot.
I think
Yeah.
that's Rocky 5, right?
I thought he got it in like Rocky 3 or
I don't
something.
know. It was super stupid.
And then
though.
yeah, he built it up. I'm just like, all right, this is dumb. I can't even understand why this is a thing right now.
Point Break, Bloodsport. Okay, I'd say
See,
Bloodsport.
all those are decent movies from the 80s. Are they guilty pleasures because objectively they're bad now because they're so old?
I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, this is a long list of.
Yeah, I like how this was your topic and you literally had nothing in mind when you said it.
I mean, I just wanted to figure out what you would say. Anaconda's one on here.
Oh god, dude, that movie's awful too.
It's not that bad. Actually, I would watch Anaconda.
Yeah, was that Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez were in that movie? Yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China.
That's a really good movie. See, and I think it really is like people are just putting all these old movies on there that, oh, this movie's terrible. Look at the like special effects. It's like, yeah, they were made like before your parents created you, man.
I mean, would you consider any Mel Brooks movies like a guilty pleasure? Because I love all of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty funny.
Like Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think that one like got so much like crapped on. Like
Yeah.
so much crap on. Got crapped on.
You want to try that one more time? Here, we'll put a break in here so you can we can cut it.
It's all good.
Yeah, like Blazing Saddles, I definitely wouldn't think could be created now, but it was perfect for when it was created.
I love that movie. I love Mel Brooks in general.
I would say-
Spaceballs. Spaceballs actually.
Yeah, Spaceballs is pretty good.
I guess, yeah. There's not really like. I'm trying to think of a movie that everyone hates, and I'm like, I actually love that movie, and I can't think of it.
Dude, everyone's hating on the new Mission Impossible movies that are coming out, like
Yeah.
the new trilogy or whatever they're calling it. And I thought the last Mission Impossible movie was absolutely fantastic.
Well, just because Tom Cruise is just insane.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is insane.
If you get to see him just like jumping off like on an airplane or like flying his own helicopter, I respect the hell out of Tom Cruise as an actor, man. Like he does all his own stunts and like hates CGI, so it makes it even better for me to actually enjoy.
You know what movie I like? And it's because I never watched the cartoon. The Last Airbender movie by M. Night Shyamalan.
Ooh,
I really enjoyed that movie.
That's a guilty pleasure for you, see?
Yeah, I thought that movie was really good. And then all these people started talking about it. It's like, it didn't follow like the anime at all. I'm like, so
well, it's like,
it was objectively a good movie.
Like I can see like someone being like the new Lion King is like a guilty pleasure because that movie sucked.
It was just like the old Lion King.
Yeah.
And sucked.
Well, no, the first one was good, but it just literally was the same exact thing.
Yeah, it was just the same. I mean, that's all the Disney movies pretty much now that they're remaking are just all the same thing. Oh, and that's time. All right.
That was 5?
Yeah, that was 5.
By quick.
Yeah, we're cruising on this one apparently.
Nice. Oh, well, thank you guys again so much for listening. I really hope you guys have been enjoying these. Please give us some feedback. We are considering doing like an Instagram page and a Facebook page for this, so we can get your guys' comments and reactions. Again, if you guys follow us or listen to us through any podcast networks, make sure you guys follow us. That does help the algorithms for putting us out there for new listeners.
And if you guys listen on YouTube, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely feel free to throw in some ideas down on the comment section on YouTube. Definitely help us out a lot there as well.
And we'll give you a shout out. That's
you're setting yourself up for failure right there.
Best of 5 promise right there.
That's G's promise. Best of 5 G's promise. I am not promising to remember anybody's name.
I'm definitely going to put your name on our list if you give us a good suggestion.
See,
God,
G's going to put you on a list.
Yep.
See? Big brother right there.
Oh, that's weird. All right. Well, you guys have a good day, evening, night, whenever you're listening to this. And we'll catch you again next week.
Have a good Thursday, Michael. That's going to freak one person out eventually. Trust me, it'll work.
We're going to beat them out?